Welcome to the Corner Bubble. Today I'll be your host, and I have my lovely guests today. To the side of me, Raleigh Tomlinson, Lorenzo Byers, and Sasha Perez. They're all from Student Direct, so we're gonna have a great Student Direct, orientation as far as what we do. So yeah, Lorenzo, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm Lorenzo Byers, and I'm a PR, for Student Direct, the club, and it's like a non-funding thing. So I do like the flyers and everything, and get a lot of promotion stuff like that.
And what's your position with the
Uh, I'm
organization?
I'm the PR. I pass out the flyers. I get all the promotion out there. I tell everybody about it.
Awesome. And for what school is this?
This is for PCC College.
Okay, that's in Pasadena City College.
Yes.
Great. And then to the left of you, Raleigh. What do you do for the organization?
Hi, my name is Raleigh. I'm a student direct officer at Eagle Rock High School chapter. I am the chief financial officer, so I'm in charge of all the fundraising that goes on and between the high school and the student direct organization.
What was the last fundraiser you guys did, if I may ask?
Well, actually, I was hoping that you'd ask about that. We did this haunted house recently,
Awesome.
and it was huge.
Like how much did you raise?
We raised a little over 10 grand.
Awesome.
So it was really successful, very exciting. The reason that Student Direct got involved with this was because originally we do the haunted house. It's our second year doing the haunted house. And we had all the production value, but we didn't really realize that you could fundraise in such different levels. Student Direct really taught us how to fundraise outside of the box by going to organizations such as Rotary, Kiwanis, different local organizations, and really just stepping outside of the box and asking people for help.
That's really great, and I know that one of the other chapters who really got involved besides Eagle Rock High School. So I'm gonna go to Sasha, who is from Cal State LA, and tell us your part into this whole, endeavor.
Well, I'm Sasha Perez, and I'm Chief Financial Officer at Cal State LA Student Direct. And we partnered with Eagle Rock High School to really make sure that we could help them in any way possible. We taught them about basically how to go to businesses, the appropriate way to go to businesses, clubs like Rotary, Kiwanis, and to teach them how to basically ask for funding. As a nonprofit and stuff, we help them raise like 10 grand, and it's been great. It's been really interesting, like working with the students and everything. We have another event coming up actually, so we just did something for them, as Raleigh just said, like we helped them raise over 10 grand. So like all that money's for their senior high class, and we still have a long road to go because $80,000 is our goal. So there will be more events. They are having Battle of the Bands. And our next event as Cal State LA Student Direct will specifically be, oh my gosh, I forgot about it for a second. It's Winter Ball. And so Cal State LA is going to have a Winter Ball, and Student Direct is going to be hosting it. That'll be like our first big thing. I'm really excited. We've never had a Winter Ball at Cal State LA before, so it'll be the first, and hopefully not the last.
And definitely with the high school and the college being bridged together, we
Yeah,
can do a lot more.
we'll definitely
So
be working together as far as the whole goals. I think we decided on the theme now, so it'll be art and fashion, and we'll be working with Eagle Rock
Correct.
High School and everything, and to kind of create that whole scene, and it's gonna be fun. It'll be just as much fun as the haunted house.
Yeah, okay, because you guys financed the first event, they produced it. Now the second event, it's gonna be at your school, so it's kind of like going in a rotation from college to high school to college to high school, building that bridge. That's really awesome. So to me, that's kind of what Student Direct is to me, that bridge between high school and college, and these community organizations. It's really reaching out to them and effectively raising money, because I know previously that event made about 3 grand, and to hit over 10 grand, there was a lot of fundamentals that we had to deal with. So I'm gonna really get to the next point, which is Raleigh. How can Student Direct better help students?
Well, Student Direct is a new organization, but it's already doing a lot. Something that Student Direct focuses on is student leadership, and that's something that personally I've gained a lot from the whole experience. my favorite experience of everything that I've done with Student Direct was actually speaking in front of Rotary International, Sunrise Rotary to be specific, and it was amazing. I went up in front of everyone, and being a high school student, talking, giving a presentation, doing something of that magnitude isn't something that's normally experienced by kids my age. And I wouldn't have had that experience as a student without the help of Student Direct. Mm-hmm. And something else that they're working on is just being more involved with high school levels and college level students so that they can help with anything that's needed in order to help people progress in as many ways as possible.
So that's really awesome. So we really went to the organizations due to this haunted house, and I was there when Raleigh presented. It was amazing because like they had no idea what a haunted house is, and it's more than a haunted house. It was an event to bring students together. So we're gonna show you a quick teaser of the haunted house as far as like what we did do. So yeah, so the teaser will play really quick and enjoy kind of the production value of what these students can do.
Hi everyone, I'm Anthony Uribe here with a class of 2013 haunted house update. I'm at a secret location where it's rumored all props and sets are being built for this year's haunted house, all the gadgets and gadgets. So let's see if we get a sneak preview of what's going on for this year's haunted house. It's gonna be exciting. Let's see who we can find.
What do you want?
Hi, I'm from Eagle Rock High School, class of 2013. We're trying to figure out haunted house. What's going on this year?
What?
Hello, sir. What's your name?
Marquisha Molina. What do you want?
I'm Marquisha Molina. We're trying to figure out what's new, what's in store for this year's haunted house, and what rooms do we have?
We have a bedroom, we have a bathroom, we have a kitchen. What else do you want?
So where's this year's 2013 haunted house taking place?
Get back
Oh,
inside.
Get
Get back
back
inside. No, stop. We're working.
So real, like, this is amazing. So where is location going to take place?
Well, it's closer than last year. It's like right next to the school. What else do you want?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what's new, what's exciting about this year's haunted house.
Well, there's 72 people who are working on it, so it's bigger than last year.
Wow, 72 compared to last year. What's going on? Oh, looks so real. Look at them. Maybe we can ask her some questions. They look so real. That is.
Get back. You know what? You want something over here? Over here. But there's more scares, there's more ghouls, there's a lot more things. People are working hard, there's a lot more people. It's scarier, there's monsters. So hide your kids, hide your wives, because everyone's coming get you, okay? Was that good? Was that... There,
Oh, fantastic. You heard it here. Class of 2013 haunted house for this October. Oh, here they are. We got the actors back. All glued up. Look, the actors. I can't wait. It's going to be an exciting year for the class of 2013, the new haunted house, second annual. Oh, look at it. Oh.
So yeah, that was the teaser, and we got a lot of people at this event, so I was really excited about that, and you can see why. We did the whole production value, from video teasers to a website to all that stuff, and we're gonna talk really quickly. Ian, this event is just an example of what we do. I know there's a masquerade that's coming up, but until then, kind of like tell us a little bit more about the haunted house as far as like what it took to make it happen. I know Sasha and you were very involved with it.
Yeah. So the haunted house was something that we've done, like I said, in previous years. And last year we started with nothing at all. We started with about $1 as our budget. And we took the $1 and we taped it to the board, our layout, and we're like, that's our budget. And what Student Direct really gifted us with this year, in conjunction with Cal State LA, is a fund to really start what we wanted to do. So they purchased the tickets for us, the flyers for us, the things that really are become a burden and take away from the profit that we make. So what happened was we were able to take full profit, the full 10 grand that we raised from selling tickets at the door, from selling tickets pre-sale. We were able to really put that money to our class. And something I didn't mention earlier, the purpose for all of this is actually for our senior class. every year there's this thing called senior dues that high school students have to come up with. And it's really a burden for public school students because senior dues have accumulated to be over $200. And so what our senior class wants to do is really take that away. So $10,000 is just a drop in the bucket because we have 450 students almost at $200 each, and that equals about $80,000. So what Student Direct is helping us do is unheard of because Student Direct has always been a college organization, as far as I know. And for once, the college and the high school levels are really coming together to make something possible, which I think is altruistic and amazing. And it shows that there's really a lot of stewardship in our community.
And you know, it wasn't, we had some challenges. I think you and Sasha know about the challenges of some of the organizations and some of the partners and even the school system. So it wasn't as easy as we make it sound. Like there was a lot of work put into it. But in the end, you know, we definitely reached our goals. So I'm not sure if you have some of the photos we could talk about. And we have some of the photos being played while we talk about more or less your part in the event with the finances and getting the college really involved, because that was a hard thing. Because like, oh, it's a high school event. What production values? It's a simple high school event, and people were amazed. Like it wasn't what they thought it was. So if we could have the photos played, we'll definitely talk kind of like what production we have with the high school students and why I think it's a gem that Student Direct can provide that connection.
A couple of the things, I mean, first off, when people first hear about this, the first thing they think is like a bunch of high school students. Well, you know, what are we really going to get here? It kind of comes along with, for whatever reason, like a negative connotation. And I think when people actually like went to the event, they were like shocked to see what they got. You know, we promoted it at Cal State LA. I know a couple of students did go and they were truly impressed and quite surprised, I guess, shocked to be honest, to see just what these kids could come up with. Universal Studios was able to donate $5,000 of equipment for them to use for this haunted house. So you have top of the line equipment being used for this event. I mean, it was amazing. And these kids are really creative. This isn't just, you know, I'm gonna put a sheet over 2 chairs and call it a haunted house. Like, this was the real deal.
Yeah, we had some critics that thought that way before the event. We're not gonna name them, but like, yeah. So I'm really impressed that these photos kind of show like the before the event, the makeup, all the students involved. I mean, with the high schools, you have a lot of students, and with the college, you have that leadership and that level of organization. And when you put it together, you have a haunted house that's for the community, where you're spending a few dollars and you're getting something more than that, and every dollar is going to a cause. And I know Raleigh, she's probably our biggest advocate at the high school level, one of the biggest advocates, and she definitely finds a way to always like, oh, did someone just challenge me? Did they just not say that we're just in high school? So I love how Student Direct's changing the idea of high school and college, where like we're very professional, but at the same time very young and energetic. So tell us more, kind of like, you know more about these photos than I do.
So the haunted house, a little bit of logistics on it. It had 13 rooms. We had each room covered from head to toe. We made the walls, everything you can possibly imagine. I personally was part of the clown room, which if you have a phobia of clowns, you would not want to enter my room. I had fangs, I had everything. I was bloodied up. We actually used a glycerin combination to make it look like my cheeks were peeling off and you could see my muscle underneath. There was all sorts of rooms, from an insane asylum to a graveyard room to a prison room to a cornstalk room. And we actually spent a week before the haunted house preparing day by day. We stayed at school every day till about 11 o'clock at night. And being a high school student, that was something that was a big sacrifice for me. But I knew it was worth it for my class. And I've been sacrificing, and Josh has been sacrificing, and Sasha has been sacrificing, and Lorenzo. We've all been sacrificing for this one cause. And I think that's what makes it so powerful. And not only us, but also something really profound is that Rotary and Kiwanis have come together, which are normally two nonprofits that don't that are rivals. They've come together, as well as other community advocates such as local organizations like SWARC and Scoops and Yogurt Haven. And I think that's where the real story is, that we came together as a community to make this event. It's not a high school event. It's a community event.
That was very well put. And I'm gonna ask Lorenzo a question since he does all the PR. I mean, that's what I like about Student Direct. Like, Lorenzo, did they have any part in the event except, hey man, how's it going? Okay, you're PR, so what can you do for the organization? We have 2,000 flyers we need to pass out in 1 week. Here you go, man, 500 flyers. And he did his thing. So can you tell us a little about your experience in that, and lead into what's the best way when you did that to introduce students to the idea of Student Direct and a Student Direct event?
Well, first of all, I had to introduce people at Student Direct, let them know about it, and then it's like, oh, well, they wanted to know more. I said, well, hey, why don't you come and check out our haunted house? That way you can get a feel for Student Direct, because it's so much fun. It's a lot to do. You get to meet new people and all that great bonding, for
Definitely.
Student Direct.
Yeah, and you at the haunted house. So I mean, what did your friends think about
Loved it. It was great. It was really fun. It was really creepy, As soon as you enter, you got somebody say, welcome, and stuff like that, It was really fun.
Yeah. So Lorenz has taken that event. He's definitely gonna do the next one, which is the Masquerade
Oh, yeah.
at Pasadena. So I mean, I think you're saying that pretty much to get people involved with Student Direct, whether they're the community or they're a student, come to an event.
I like it. I like the theme that we're going to do.
So why should someone come to a Student Direct event?
That way they could be able to meet people and be more social and maybe want to get involved with Student Direct. And that way people can have fun and be involved in something that's really outgoing,
Makes
really
sense.
fun, really organized.
So why should they come to the Masquerade that you're planning?
Because it's fun. I think it'll be really cool. You get to dress up and be waitered and get to eat and dance and party and have fun.
So is that a norm for your school? Like, because I know that with each school we work with, each one has a different set of strengths and weaknesses. So I know at our college, at PCC, the one you attend, they have a lot of money for events, but what are most events like at the college? It's not well promoted. He said you
True,
had
they
some feedback.
lack
Your PR. So what
some
did students
promotion.
say to you today? Like the feedback they said as far as events at college and versus Student Direct, and then what do they want to see from Student Direct versus the college?
Well, Student Direct, we basically prepare everything. We get the flyers, we get the word out. We tell our friends, and their friends tell their friends, and we basically put a lot of work into it. We organize it a day before, and then a week later, you send an email. We just do all this promotion. By the time it's done, everything's already set out. Now, PCC, my school, we lack a little bit. We might say, oh, have one flyer somewhere on the side of the school. And then we're like, are you going to this? What are we talking about? Like, where are we going? And they don't really know what they're going to.
I went to one event, the homecoming dance, and I have to say, like, compared to the high school's haunted house that Cal State was a part of, there was no production value, but yet a lot of money was spent on food. It was good
It was
food.
good food.
It was good food, but it was a dance, but really it was just food. And I was like, what happened to the program of the event? So I mean, that's what we're gonna try to do with the schools is say, hey, we're Student Direct, and we're gonna help you guys use your money better to do better events. So the student buys like, yeah, our student fees is going to good use. And I know Cal State has the same troubles too.
I mean, it's kind of interesting because the community colleges as well as like the Cal States face an interesting issue, whereas most of us are commuter schools. There's no dorms at PCC. There's dorms at Cal State LA, but for the most part, people commute. We're not UCLA, we're not USC as much as I wish we were. And because of that, because students are looking for what they can do at the lowest cost, they try to stay home. And then just drive to school because it's cheaper that way. It's hard to get student participation on our campus, which is why when we first presented this idea to students from our school, they were a little bit hesitant and confused as to how we would be able to get that number of people to attend an event. They weren't sure because they hadn't gone about doing it. And it's different. You have to work twice as hard when you're working somewhere that's a commuter campus. they're there on campus for maybe like an hour and a half a day for one class, and then they leave. And someone that's there for that, hour and let's say like 45 minutes, because you have to walk to your car, that means I have to catch you during that time you're walking to your class and you're leaving. And I have to like sell something to you basically in such a manner that you're like, I want to come back out of my time to go to this event, which is difficult. It's definitely something that we face. It's a little bit different than some of the larger scale universities, but it's something that we have to deal with, and it's a challenge. But that doesn't mean that we can't get anything done. And I always like a challenge. So whenever someone tells me that, I'm just like, well, I mean, we'll
we
get
do
it
know
done.
that, Sasha.
Exactly. So we do always get it done. Just like as I told the students at our campus, we will get enough people at the haunted house event, and we will hit the numbers that we need to hit. And we did. We hit the $10,000 mark, and we surpassed it. So.
Yeah, we had over 1,000 guests. We had $10,000 raised. Very well produced. It was very safe. It was a success by
It's
all
really
means.
good.
Multiple colleges knew about the event thanks to the street team, people like Lorenzo who does all the PR, and other student direct chapters involved. And the next event is, like I said, is the Winter Ball for your school, the Masquerade at your school, and then we're definitely going to follow up with Eagle Rock High with another big event. So this is the momentum, but to do all this event, it takes leadership. So I know student direct's a bunch of fun guys, fun girls, just trying to do better for the community and be stewards, but yet, it's a real serious type. It's almost like each chapter's a firm where you guys are organized, you guys are leadership, and you're really thinking in the best interest of your student body.
Well, I mean, and right now we've hit a point, at least in my opinion, where like education's in really big trouble. LAUSD is facing some major problems, as well as like the Cal States. The Cal States are in talks right now about possibly changing it to raise the GPA requirement from 2.0 to 3.0, while at the same time you have LAUSD schools that are saying that if you have a D grade point average, then that's supposed to be okay. That doesn't really match up, because if you're getting Ds, then you're not going to be able to get into the Cal States. So, I mean, us working together right now, I think it's really essential, because it's clear that we're not getting help from where we should be getting help. And so that's where I think Student Direct really needs to step up. And that's where I kind of see our big role in this. A lot of the priorities need to be rearranged. And until that happens, politically wise, which it hasn't, it's going to be up to basically the students to work together. And that's why it's so essential that, the universities as well as the community colleges reach out down to the high schools to make sure that we're taking care of basically like it's basically like our siblings. We were once high school students, let's not all forget that. So it's important to help the people that, we once were basically.
So as far as Leadership 101, it seems as if not only do we have to be leaders, as college students and stewards, we gotta let the next group of students, the high school students, be prepared and give them that role as leadership as well, and in a position of management. So that's what we've done with Student Direct, where each chapter, whether it's high school or college, has the same resources, the same support from the foundation, the same type of positions, from the chief executive to the chief operations to finance to the VPs to the directors. And like I say, in this room we have a triangle as far as chief financial from the college, chief financial from the high school, and a director of PR from another college. So I mean, just alone in this setting, we have 3 officers from 3 different schools. So I think by having that as an example to the school district, it shows that we're united, not just as one school or one class, but multiple classes and multiple schools, and we're trying to do things for each other in a rotation. So that's really good. So I'm going to end with asking each of you the same question. So I'm going to ask once, and I know each of you guys have a different involvement. So if Student Direct, I have a goal as Student Direct to be a multinational organization, meaning we plan to have chapters all over the world, both at the colleges, the universities, and the high schools. And if so, how do you think we should reach this lofty goal? Because right now we're focused in LA. We have a few chapters in Australia and Nigeria, but because it's international, logistically and legally, as a chairman, I have a lot to deal with. And so, everyone has told me, LA is the flagship. So we are the flagship. So even though we're small, we just started, we do have an international community that supports it. So how do you think, from a high school perspective, how do you think this could become more realistic?
Well, throughout history, they've always found that the biggest reforms and the biggest changes start in cities. They start in places full of people. And I think you should start with the biggest district. You should start with LAUSD. And that's something Student Direct has already done. Of that $10,000 we raised from the Haunted House, only $6,600 were from ticket sales. The rest is from what Student Direct has helped us accomplish. $500 directly from Student Direct as a donation, the rest from matching grants, which I'm not even going to get into, but that's part of the leadership process that Student Direct has led our entire class in doing.
So you're saying that by doing that event, your school as a model for other LAUSD schools, it'll have that effect of, sharing the message.
Started Los Angeles, then go to New York,
Awesome.
go to Paris, go to the biggest cities in the world, and that's where you'll make the
Makes
most
sense.
difference.
I think, Lorenzo, your idea is magazine and calendars.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing this calendar for Student Direct. It's gonna have a really nice spread. It's a work in progress. We're gonna get a lot of kids to represent each club in the school, and that way they can be to be seen and known that they are doing something for the school.
It's really good. I think that's brilliant. I think, we all have a story to tell, and if we could exemplify it in a magazine and a calendar, that would really define what Student Direct is. So, Sasha, I'm going to end with you last. We only have like a few seconds, literally.
Okay.
So, just kind of sum it up.
My master once told me something very wise. He said, if you build something the right way, then people will come. You just need to build it and make it so that everyone fits in. And I think that's essentially what we're doing right now. We're building basically the foundation and setting everything up so that when people do come, they can easily just fit in. And that's all it's about. All we need is people. So if anyone's interested,
StudentDirect.me.
Thank you for watching. Bye.
Definitely. That was really, yes.